I am going to make a sweater for a doll using fleece, scissors, and a needle and thread. For a 12-inch doll or smaller, I'm using this thin fleece I got from a baby blanket at the dollar store. But for an 18-inch, I can just use regular fleece from the fabric store. Making sure my fleece stretches to the side, I cut a rectangle that can fit around my doll's body. I cut 2 more for the arms, a piece for the bottom, and another one that can fit around her shoulders. To make a cuff at the bottom of the arm of my sweater, I fold up the bottom of the material and then I measured around her arm. Since I want this line on the outside, I'm going to fold my material in half. I thread my needle, tie the end, lock my stitch, and begin sewing a straight line all the way down. Tie and knot it when you get to the end. Cut off the excess, carefully flip it right side out. Repeat for the other arm. With the wrong side facing out, I wrap the body material around her torso and begin stitching it down her back. Tie off the string at the end, trim off the excess. To help and reinforce my stitches, I'm going to go back over the edge with this in and over kind of stitch. That way the outfit can handle a little bit more heavy play. Turn it right side out. At this point, I look to see how well my sweater is fitting. This is also the time in which I decide if I want to add any embellishments, like cutting thin strips of fleece. I carefully stitch it to the top, making sure not to scratch the doll. I braid the strips of fleece down the front. Then I carefully stitch it into place. You can sew thin strips down the sides and maybe even add a few beads. I take the fleece I cut for the bottom, fold it in half, wrap it around the bottom edge of the sweater, stitch it closed, then begin stitching it all the way around at the bottom of the sweater, making sure that the good edge is at the top. Now this thin fleece is easy to sew. However, it might be a tad bit more difficult to push through on some of the thicker fleece. After coming full circle, I tie and knot the end and trim off the excess. I stitch the arms on where they meet at the top of the sweater. I take the final piece that I cut for the top, fold it in half with the good side facing down, wrap it around her shoulders so that it meets in the back, stitch it closed. I carefully stitch it all the way around the top of the sweater and around the arms. I go around a second time reinforcing my stitch before tying, knotting, and trimming off the excess. Flip the top up, the bottom down, and you're done.
Happy crafting!
When making the sweater, I kept it just a little bit loose so that I would be able to slide it off the doll. And when dressing the monster highs, I just removed the arm before sliding it up from the feet. Why should you like us on Facebook? Because it's so fabsome. You can submit photos of your doll crafts for a chance to be in one of our videos. Just be sure to put fanpic in the comment or description box. We even do fun stuff like Froggy Trivia. Be one of the first to answer to get your name in one of our videos. And we also have GPS Dad. Can you name what city our dad is in? Facebook is also a great way to see what's coming next. Well, see you in the next video. Abby, don't you know it's freezing out here?
Yes, lovely weather, isn't it?
We want to give a shout out to
Little Dog Genius.
What
is up?
I'm getting cold just looking at you.
Yes, Abby has that effect on people.